Hey, everybody. awkward countdown before I hit the record button. Yes, sir. Yeah. Ladies and... Oh, yeah. Anyway, folks, I am joined... of course, I am Matt Fremont.
There you go. You covered it.
And the man on my constitutional left is the one and only training in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, come on. Really?
From the mean streets of San Pedro Sula. The one and only General Patrick Flynn.
Hello. And guess where you just ended up? You're at the Free Matt Podcast. Yes, you are. Let it consume you. Welcome, children.
Now we're done babying you. We'll explain what we do here. We are a...
What do we do?
Not a whole lot, but
exactly.
what I claim to be doing is a libertarian roundtable discussion. We pick an article or even most of the time political commentary from a libertarian slant, and sometimes you got to wobble back and forth when you talk too.
You do.
You know.
Wobble.
This is
wobble,
the Seasick.
wobble.
This is the Seasick podcast. We are located off on a shrimping boat off the coast of the Outer Banks of North Carolina.
Does it have shrimp soup?
Scrimps, yeah.
Shrimp salad?
Scampi and sauteed shrimp, boiled shrimp.
Okay.
Bubblegum shrimps with the guy.
Bubblegum Shrimp and Company.
But sometimes we've been known to get off of small little tangents and big ones too.
Small ones. You'll never notice them. It's just small.
Try to do something different. Sometimes we have cultural things that we look into, including today we do have a special offering for you.
Very, very special.
If it was at a restaurant, it was 3-day-old fish.
Nuked in the microwave, of course.
Chilean sea bass for that ass.
But what we actually try to do is we take all of what he said, all these topics, but you see them on the news and everything else, and it's just kind of dry and there's no humor to it. It's like, how would you and your friends talk about it, especially more thick-skinned people? And that's kind of what we want to do. We just want to bring you into our conversation, the crazy stuff that we would talk about on the level that we would talk about it. We're not trying to be the be-all, end-all authorities. We're just trying to be, I don't know if entertaining is the right word, but just say, hey, you can be politically incorrect about this stuff and laugh, and it's okay. You're welcome, folks.
As I previously had mentioned, we actually, General Patrick Flynn is a big contributor in the form of one of our lead researchers. Say it 3 times for continuity. And he actually does a lot of research, and him being the PhD we know he is, and his
Pimpin' host degree.
his team of enlightened libertarian acolytes. They scour every text, every ancient, what survived the Library of Alexandria fire. They look through the Dead Sea Scrolls to find articles, and believe me, those guys find the best stuff in the world. What the article they found and they put together, compiled out of the holy text lost in India.
It's hard to keep a straight face.
They actually had to have somebody translate it from ancient Sanskrit. From the libertarianrepublic.com, Dave Chappelle, offensive comedy Netflix. That is just the address. Here's the title. Triggered America. And that's in big words. All caps. Triggered America. Dave Chappelle's offensive comedy is just what the doctor ordered.
It's genius. It's freaking genius. We know this article's a little bit behind, but see, we recently just both of us saw the article, and or not the article, but the show. And by just saw, what I mean is he saw it first, I was lazy, and then just decided to turn on Netflix one day and finally saw it. That's really what it boils down to.
And what I did leave out was this was from Caleb Shoemate, Shumate. There's a reason why I like to give people credit for their work, because it's their work and not mine.
It's a good reason. It's a good reason.
And obviously I mentioned the libertarianrepublic.com. If you need to go read it yourself, you're more than welcome to. I won't stop you. Or will I? It's up to you.
I won't. I really won't.
As I said before, both of us have actually seen this, and both of us have been known to stumble over our words, but not today. This article is more like a complementarian type piece to the fact that we saw
to the
it.
show. Yeah, we just kind of agreeing with what this guy's saying, because if you haven't figured it out by now, we really, really, really hate political correctness. Out of anything we could hate on the political spectrum, political correctness is the number one. Be who you are, do your thing. As long as you're not hurting anybody or taking anybody's stuff, that's fine. But don't tell us how to think and feel and what we should and shouldn't say.
All right. We'll skim over some highlights, and then I will give you my 2.5 cents, and my colleague.
I'll give you a quarter, a coda, not 2.5.
Solid coda.
A solid coda.
Comedian Dave Chappelle is already taking heat from the PC police for his latest comedy special, Sticks and Stones, which was released Monday as a Netflix exclusive. Oh God, I gotta read this anyway. In a poor excuse for journalism, Vice released an article the day the stand-up special released entitled, "You can definitely skip Dave Chappelle's new Netflix special, Sticks and Stones."
Which means you should go watch it now.
If Vice says it sucks, it's probably good.
Exactly.
The article shames Mr. Chappelle for criticizing the woke culture of progressives as it details how he jokes about nearly everyone, including the LGBT community, Michael Jackson's alleged sexual misconduct with young boys, and R. Kelly's many sex scandals.
Many.
What was it? I Want to Pee on You. Do you remember that?
Oh, Boondocks.
Making fun of R. Kelly.
Boondocks, yeah, it was Boondocks.
I think it was actually one of them, because he actually made. It was Dave Chappelle, the one who made that song. I'm gonna pee on you.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to pee on you. He has R. Kelly. They're like, this guy really likes it. Oh Lord, guys, look. Vice is garbage, but just hold on. We'll get into our commentary a little bit. I'm chomping at the bit. I never thought we would reach a day when comedians would become heroes just for making a living. However, living in 2019, daring to make people laugh pretty much makes you a superhero. Remember, we now live in an era where people are offended by everything. The media and progressive PC police are foaming at the mouth, just waiting to find some bit of dirt on anyone from 15 or 20 years ago so they can bury them alive with it. In this kind of world, daring to make anyone laugh can be downright heroic. Oh, mercy. All right. Further commentary from the article. It is true, in his performance, Dave made fun of just about everyone, from celebrities such as Michael Jackson for his molestation, to Kevin Hart for his supposed homophobic tweets, which led him to him stepping down from hosting the Oscars. They're awfuls, yeah.
Yeah, the awfuls.
The awfuls.
This year, awful goes to
Kristen Stewart for
everything.
For you really should be on making dirty movies with what's her face now.
Jennifer White.
No. Here's an off topic, guys. Former Disney star who actually, is it Bella Thorne who directed a porn? Him and her.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird that I know this. It was in the news. It was actually in the news.
I was just thinking of making the Twilight connection complete because you are talking about the Twilight chick, right? That was the actress you were referencing.
Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
Because she sucks and she has no face. She's like
the
You heard me. You heard me. Hey, I'm throwing down the gauntlet. The magic carpet from the Aladdin cartoon movie has more faces than Kristen Stewart. And you're like, how could you say that? Because that was a meme that was going around.
Yeah.
The magic carpet has more faces than Kristen Stewart.
What I'm saying though, I'm putting the Twilight in full circle because Kristen Stewart is the chick from Twilight. Remember, I referenced Jennifer White. Jennifer White was in the Twilight porn parody. See? It all comes around.
I actually did not know that.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I learned something every day.
See, you come to this show to be informed.
Next on the Awfuls, he also made a joke about trans people, which Vice called racist because he referenced to the possibility of being an Asian man trapped in a black man's body. In light of this, I would like to enlighten these woke elitists who are so offended by Chappelle's jokes. Comedy is, by nature, offensive. I honestly want to throw my microphone through the freaking window if it wasn't the fact that, well...
But it's my window.
Yeah. I'm not that kind of dick. Him isn't Richard. In the epilogue of his performance,
I actually thought this was interesting here.
Dave told a story on Broadway about how a transgender woman named Daphne, I got a story behind this, by the way, who attended one of his performances and laughed at every joke he told, and especially enjoyed the jokes about transgender people. He said she had the time of her life and even thanked him after the show for his jokes. When I heard the story, I thought, thank God Daphne gets it. This trans woman understands that sometimes we need to laugh at ourselves and not take everything seriously. It has been said before that laughter is the best medicine. If there was ever a time this country needed to relax and have a laugh, it is now. All right, folks. There were several little tidbits here. This was like the after note of this story. Daphne committed suicide last week.
Oh, shitball.
And it didn't hit in until I saw this article.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't because of Dave Chappelle.
Right.
And it was sad because Dave Chappelle actually cared about this person. And that's what somebody's like, how can you say these hateful things? And Dave Chappelle treated Daphne like a human being. Mm-hmm. Like, Daphne understood this. Mm-hmm. Dave and they sat there. They were having a good time and talking to each other. I think Daphne understood this is a one time that somebody wanted Daphne to feel like a human being,
right, and
not a tool, not a talking point, not somebody to throw rocks at, just some schmuck trying to get
diversity hire.
Yeah, trying to get on with your life,
right? Just
being a person. You know what's sad? Daphne had suffered. Daphne committed suicide, and I'm not even as much as I have all sorts of jokes. No, for once, no.
Yeah,
and it's sad. I'm actually it was saddened by that. Now we looked back at this. There's several things in this article. Matt Freeman's part of it. First, I did find the show funny.
Oh, the show was hilarious. If you love being politically incorrect and just comedy for comedy's sake, you owe it to yourself to watch this thing. It's great. I love the alphabet soup people gimmick. It's awesome, and it's very, very true. There are he drops little truth bombs in this, and that's what I think a lot of people miss.
I think he went back to not giving a fuck.
Which is great.
He honestly just got together and made 3 shows that were really, really decent and people enjoyed it. He made it okay for you to go and watch a comedy show and laugh a little.
Just I don't know. humor for humor's sake, maybe, just maybe. And then I also really like it how he criticized, he all went over about the alphabet soup people and feminism and said that it's not what you're trying to do, but how you're going about it. And that is volumes, because I do agree with what they're trying to do. I just hate how they're doing it. If it increases the size and scope of government, I don't want it done.
And here's the weird thing. This shouldn't have been shocking at all. None of this should have. And this is just how sad things have gotten. Mm-hmm. It's gotten worse. As much as I would, I blame the snowflake and the woke people and progressives. I honestly felt like they got cues from the moral majority, like I told you, the soccer mom.
They probably did, in all honesty.
And they got the
battle plan from them and said, "How do we tweak this for our purpose?"
It's just so frustrating. The reason why I actually brought up that was the thing about Kevin Hart. And Kevin Hart, basically they browbeat him and told him, if you don't toe the line, you're not getting work anymore. Mm-hmm. And why you see a lot of these people that have screwed up and you see them flapping and, the flagellation sitting there beating themselves because, I'm sorry. They apologize until hopefully 6 months down the road they forget about it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, even if you apologize, you still end up getting browbeaten. You still might lose your job.
Right.
I actually feel for people like Kevin Hart, but I'm going to tell you, and I will put a link down below. My one article was about not giving a crap and not being a sellout. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I don't think Dave Chappelle cares anymore.
Which is a good thing.
There's a freedom in it, and it's not that he's a step away from these huge riches. He might actually be that close to enlightenment and just the peak not giving a fuck. And he might actually, I hate to say this show might be his hand down to the rest of these people. Like Louis C.K. maybe he's like, okay, you flashed people and you shake your junk at people. Let's get back on the damn ball.
Right.
I mean, what are they going to do next? Try to chase Andrew Dice Clay and make him hide or something?
Andrew Dice Clay.
Whoa!
Oh, I miss him. He's a 90s nugget for sure.
Well, it just chaps my ass that there's people that you won't see getting involved, and there's people that are largely, I mean, hell, I told you Milo, and our own people sold out Milo. I was like, you want to talk about being a sellout? I mean, he did apologize, but there's the powers that be, and I told you, it's almost like the soccer mom people.
Right.
They sent him down to the freaking nowhere. Yeah. It's flabbergasting, man. It's if that was a verb, to get flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted. Hashtag.
Anyway, well, oh Lord, man, it should be a start. And honestly, I was like, I wish we could go back to, speaking your damn mind. And yeah, there's plenty of people think I'm a piece of crap. And I guarantee you if I have a dream that somebody's going to walk up to me and like, you're a stupid bald fuck. And I'm like, I'm going to clap. I'm like.
So what you're saying is, for 2020, the slogan should be, make America politically incorrect again.
I'm starting to feel that way. And honestly, I was like, I want Terry Crews, and I want, because he's the biggest fucking sellout. I'm calling you out. That feminist shit's got to go. You're a goddamn man. You're a fucking sellout. These people are browbeating you to the ground. Now, I want you to team up with Kevin Hart and Louis C.K. and it's like the Swinging Dick Tour or whatever. And you know who could open for you? It could be like Wheeler Walker could open for you.
Oh, that would be great. That would be great.
I just came licking off my cock.
Or could you imagine a Dave Chappelle comedy show opened up by Wheeler Walker Jr.? Oh my God, laughs for
Been licking
months.
on my cock and balls.
Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots.
I love my pussy in boots. Singing on my cock.
Let's see how did it go. I like my pussy in boots. A girl knows how to honky tonk. Sing along to a wailing tune while she's humming on my cock and balls. Took me a second.
Here's the thing: people like Vice should not be the arbiters of what entertainment of. I mean, I've seen their idea of entertainment, and I'm like, no, guys, no. And the thing is, it used to be that the left would celebrate somebody like George Carlin, but the minute somebody hits one of your arguing points like LGBTQ whatever, and you're like,
dude, could you imagine if George Carlin was actually alive today? One, he would have enough material for the past 3 to 5 years to write 20 years worth of material, and two, they would disavow him.
I was at a truck stop and a tranny gave me a Hummer, and you're like, you can't do that,
Yeah.
George, no.
They would disavow him. It's crazy.
So I punched a single mother who told me she was a feminist. No. Did I tell you she was a lesbian? It's like, you just hit all of them, dude. We just got demonetized. No. Speaking of demonetized, we got demonetized a long time ago.
Did we ever get monetized?
Nope.
Okay. Then how
Not
did we
enough.
get
My
demonetized?
viewership's not high enough.
So how do we get demonetized? You got to get monetized before you can get demonetized.
Oh, no. We're on restricted mode. All of our videos are restricted.
Are you serious?
I am not kidding.
Yes.
I cannot watch where I work any of my videos on YouTube.
That's how you do it,
They're
right,
restricted.
folks?
We done it. None of them. Like this is such a bad channel, and these two deplorable looking dudes, born of the blood of Pepe himself. Praise Keck and Emperor Trump. It's sad I'm not even a Trump fan, and I was just like, look, if it's going to trigger these Chaunceys, I'd have put a 2020, like a 2020 flag around my shoulders. You're like, you're not even a big Trump fan. I said, if it
Pisses you off.
I said,
I'm all
if it just starts triggering the normies. he hates gays and he wants to grab women by the pussy. I was like,
Yeah, that is the one saving grace that there's two things that Trump has done that I actually like. One is the complete all-out war on political correctness, and two is the recent trying to pull out from Syria. Although I will admit, I wonder how much of that pull out from Syria is actually him talking to Rand Paul.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it was between like grabbing the pussies. I mean, so I was like, you wouldn't believe what happened. We have latest news. Donald Trump's a heterosexual? How we ever guessed that? He's got how many kids from 3 different women? Holy crap! It's like former liberal real estate tycoon turned TV superstar and
Made president.
WWE Hall of Famer.
Made president.
Oh Lord. Anyway, folks, yeah, I was triggered and I laughed.
And it was great.
I had
Laugh long, laugh loud. Go watch this show. Dave Chappelle, Netflix, Sticks and Stones. Sticks and Stones. It will not break your funny bone. We promise.
actually would have been a really good ender right there. See, like Razor Fist has the I'm talking about Razor Fist. Razor has the King Speed. Mm-hmm. I can't respect that guy too much. I'd have to if I started doing that, I'd be that sellout, and I'd have to wear a pantsuit.
I'd have to shoot you then. I'd have to shoot you.
Sit over there in a skirt with your. You remember we talked about that on people covering their junk up in the subway.
Yeah.
Because I was like, man,
wasn't that Deanna Lorianne or something? We were watching that on YouTube or something like that during that discussion.
We may or may not.
I think we were. I don't know.
Man spreading.
We're starting to ramp. We're starting.
Yeah, folks. We're gonna
wrap up. We just tapped it, so now we're gonna unwrap it.
We're gonna wrap our junk up. We don't want to get the world pregnant, but
no.
Anyway, folks. I did want to a little parting shot here. I do want you to not live your life in fear, and there's a reason why I say that. People are quick to kind of taper and hold off saying what's need to be said. Sometimes you have to be the canary in the coal mine to figure out if there's life left. And I've said that to my detriment, people, and you know what? I've only got a handful of motherfuckers who can put up with me. And I meant that bromance is possible to General Patrick Flynn. There ain't a handful of people put up with my shit. So now, sometimes you got to be the person to say it. Sometimes you got to be the person to, I can't believe you'd say that. Well, Dave Chappelle had to be the guy who actually nutted up and did it. And now Louis C.K. can come back. I guarantee there's plenty of other people that are scared, and they need to wipe out these sorry ass excuses I've seen. Some of these leftist comics, and yeah, they're there, and they're getting TV shows and stuff. We need to get that shit out of here. We need to go back to fucking pissing ourselves laughing, and not jokes about periods and stupid
and
shit.
Laughing at everyone's expense, not a certain group. Certain people,
rednecks,
everyone. Talk about your mama, talk about your nuns, talk about your churchgoers, talk about your rednecks, your Chinese, your Japanese, any racial slur you could possibly think
drunks,
of. Talk about
gays,
the alphabet soup
Hondurans.
people. Everybody, including the Hondurans.
Yeah, don't leave them out.
Basically,
the next time you make fun of a Nicaraguan, I'm going to get mad. Not because I'm getting triggered. It's because you left out the Hondurans.
Basically, what we're trying to do, if we could have a call to action today from this article, it is simply relax and laugh and don't care who you offend. They will be okay. We promise. As long as you're not physically hurting somebody, they can be offended and live.
Get those memes out, people. 2020. We need the memes. Pepe. Bring them back, baby. My parting words. Be the change. Be the change. Parting words?
I just gave you my parting words. My whole segment was parting.
Please believe it. Hey, many blessings. Have a good night.